Hi, my name is Christopher Argueta, and I'm one of the lab tutors at Miami-Dade College's Magic department. And today we're going to be covering the classic ball bounce in Adobe Animate. Now, if I go too fast, or if you want an alternative to this video here, Adobe Animate has made a great bouncing ball animation for beginners here. And what that will do is change like your timeline and give you the essential tools, as well as give you this nice little like GIF animation of using the program. So I definitely give that a look after this video, or if you're having troubles following this video. But since they're teaching the classic like sort of frame by frame animation, I'm going to teach the motion tween animation, which is how most things are moved and animated nowadays. So I'm going to click my new preset, 1080p, 24 frames per second. And you'll notice my timeline might be a little different from yours if you had just clicked create new. My timeline is a little smaller, but it's fine. It still functions the same as yours. I just have 1 second of time on my timeline, and the nice 28 frames. You can always zoom in using the timeline slider here. But alright, so let's get right into it. I'm gonna have another ball here. I'm gonna hold shift so that it's a perfect circle. And then I'm going to click and drag on my timeline so that all my keyframes are for however long I want my work to be. And then I'm going to right click and click insert keyframes. And then I'll have this gray bar here. It shows you the beginning of my animation as well as the end of my animation. And I'm going to just double click anywhere on that gray timeline. And then I'm going to right click again and go to create motion tween. Now, you don't want to ever use classic tween, just because that's the old format Macromedia Flash used to use. If you're new to Adobe, it's basically the old way to create motion tweens. And as far as shape tweens go, it's mostly just for changing the color of an object, or like lettering. So again, the only real thing that has to do with motion is just motion tweens. So only focus on motion tweens. Almost no one is going to need classic tweens unless you're specifically asked otherwise to do so. And now you'll notice that our timeline has turned yellow. And what the yellow bar means is that any motion or anything done in the timeline along this yellow bar is going to be automatically recorded. And I can show you that depending on wherever you put your time frame. Once you select the ball and you move it, you're going to get this sort of CN line here. This is called your motion path, and this is great because if I move this over again a little bit to like 12 and then move this like this, you'll see that that path keeps growing, and you can actually using the sub selection tool, I believe, you can actually select the paths and edit them by just left clicking any of the points that you've had previously. So if we let that play, we can edit in live time. Let's say you want this to come from the air and then just kind of dip down before flying back up. We don't have to... Oh, that's getting weird. Sorry, let me turn off loop. I'll show you that. Actually, I can show you that now. So this will be the loop on your timeline. Basically, you don't have to keep clicking play. If you turn on loop, it will just automatically continuously play until you pause it. So yeah, the motion path, already great in that if I don't like the trajectory of my recording, or I want to edit after I've done all the work, I can do that. And I can change the way the motion of the ball looks. So we're going to give it this kind of like coming out of the screen look. We're probably going to need more animation to work with here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go slide this, and we're going to grab the ball again and then move it down like this. And remember that I said it records anything you do inside the yellow bar. So if I scale the ball down so that it has that kind of squish effect, it's going to record that. And when I move it some more, and I move it up here, and then I try and bring it back to its original size, it'll do that also. So you get something like this. And then let's finish it off like one more, maybe up here. All right. Yeah, it's very, very easy to animate in Adobe Animate. It used to be called Micromedia Flash. It was very popular with kids when it was first introduced. A lot of websites and animators use this as their entry-level tool, just because it's really easy to grasp. You can make an animation in like 5 minutes. And the tools are pretty much all there. You don't need much more than motion tweens and your creativity, essentially. You have your shapes and scaling. Now with Adobe Animate, you can move, like, you can edit your motion like after you made it. Yeah, maybe let's keep that back up there. Yeah, so it's a great tool. It's very simple. Again, this is animating using motion paths, motion tweens, excuse me. If you'd like to see the more traditional way, which is, let's make a new layer here. Go to new layer. Let's move this up a little. And then we hide this layer. Essentially what they would show you in the Adobe tutorial, the Adobe Animate tutorial. You undo that and start frame 1. So you would have the ball, and then you would move here, create a keyframe, and then move the mouse like so. Actually, I can introduce to you what's called onion skin, which will show you the previous frames as well as the frames ahead based on how you move these sliders here. So we have our ball here and our ball there. And then we just move frame by frame, one at a time. Thankfully, this is set to auto keyframe. If this is off, I would have to manually select keyframe. Move this, and then go to keyframe, this, and then keyframe. So if you're working in this way, I would definitely keep auto keyframe off, just because like if I go here and I move this, then that changes that recording. So you have to be careful with auto keyframe. It basically works like motion tween. Whereas if I turn this off and I move this, it's still going to record that. I see. We're just gonna keep animating this. I think you get the idea of where I'm trying to go with this. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, yeah, that one frame really does make a difference, huh? All right, let's move this back here and see what that looks like. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with frame by frame animation, but you see, if it's taken a lot longer. We'd already finished by the time I got even halfway with frame by frame. And then I'm just gonna show both layers. See what that looks like. Let's loop this all the way. Again, you can turn onion skins off if you want a clearer picture. What else can I cover here? That's pretty much it. Yeah. So as far as getting the motion tween to look a little more smoother, that is possible by editing the tween itself. We can get into that in another video. But for now, I think this is really great. Two different methods for creating animations in Adobe Animate. I highly recommend motion tweening. It's very rare that you see things done this way, which is frame by frame. Maybe for like specific shots where you really want like a lot of things moving or like a lot of things going on. But as far as creating most motions in let's say motion graphics, motion tweening is at least a good way to get a layout and an idea of the movement you might want before you start even frame by frame animating. But alright, once again, my name is Christopher Argueta, and I'll see you in the next video when we cover editing motion tweens, editing frames. Alright.